Are you ready to talk about yoga? And maybe if I demonstrate a little later, you'll be so moved that you'll do some yoga with me. My name is Marsha Threlkeld. I'm the director of the Yoga Collective of Yakima, and I thank the Memorial Foundation and Renee for inviting me to be here today. Thank you so much. So, the Memorial Foundation works to improve healthcare outcomes in our community by supporting programs and services of Yakima Valley Memorial and Children's Village. This video today is part of the Health Tips series with the Memorial Foundation, a weekly series that shares easy, healthy lifestyle tips around 5 major components: nutrition, mindfulness, movement and exercise, belonging, and purpose. This series is supported by sponsors and donors to the Healthy Yakima Initiative, which helps to fund a variety of programs including diabetes prevention and management, childhood obesity prevention, childbirth prevention, and more. If you are interested in making a donation to the Memorial Foundation, please visit memfound, MENFOUND.org. I love their holistic approach to health and well-being. I also love that very much about yoga. And here at the Yoga Collective of Yakima, we try to make yoga available for everyone, right? We have chair yoga, we have gentle yoga, we have yoga in Spanish, just different levels. Our classes tend not to be intense, but a lot of nurturing through our yoga. But we're active as well. You will sweat if you come to the Yoga Collective. So do you think you're too old for yoga? You're wrong. Do you think your body's not right for yoga? You're wrong. Do you think you're too young for yoga? Do you think you don't have enough money for yoga? You're wrong. There's lots of free yoga resources online. And our classes here at the Yoga Collective, because we're a nonprofit, are always free. And later I want to give you the link to all of our video library, which you can just jump on anytime that you like and access one of our videos. So is it true that yoga can help keep your blood pressure down? It certainly can. And perhaps there's some other activity that's healthy for your body that you choose to engage in. And that's wonderful. That can help keep your blood pressure down as well. Can it help keep your weight down? It certainly can. Engaging in yoga on a regular basis and coming to appreciate your body more and being active. Certainly there's other kinds of activities that can help you with that as well. If you're someone who lives with chronic discomfort or chronic pain, but your doctor has released you to be able to take yoga, it's been shown that yoga can help you to live more comfortably with that condition going on. All the data shows that. Other things too, yoga helps you to be able to relax while you're doing it, and then carrying it away from your practice into the rest of your life. And it gives you tools when things that are stressful come up in life. It gives you tools that you can tap back into that you learned in yoga class to help you to manage the stress of daily life. Our students, when I asked them in a survey, what was it that worked about yoga, and they said, I feel better when I take yoga. I feel better when I take yoga. And I don't know exactly how to quantify that, but enough people said it that I take it to be true. The other thing is our students say they really appreciate the community of yoga. And right now, in the Safe Start and the pandemic that's going on right now, we are allowed to have classes in the studio. We are very distanced. Each person has 300 square feet. We also have classes online. And even in our online classes, we are building that community, right? And so our students tell us that they appreciate that co-learning and getting to know each other. And some of them, the Yoga Collective's been around a long time, so some of them have been able to practice yoga together and be a community for a long period of time. That really positively affects your health. But now, my friends, I think I should show you some yoga, and I invite you to join with me. I will show yoga that can be done seated from a chair or yoga standing. And so you can make a choice right now, if you're choosing to join me, whether you want to do your yoga from a chair or whether you would rather be standing. But what I'd ask everybody to do, whether you are seated in that chair or whether you're standing, I'm going to ask you to come to a neutral position. We refer to this as mountain pose. And it's a place we can always come back to and breathe from. I'm going to ask you to just cast your eyes downward and to concentrate on your breath and to take 5 nice breath cycles, 5 nice cycles of inhale and exhale. And everyone just count for yourself. And if your mind stays too busy, you can think re on the inhale and lax on the exhale. Re and lax. I'm going to change back and forth between being seated and standing just so I can show the different ways of doing it, but you're probably going to choose just one, seated or standing. One last nice inhale and a nice exhale. I went and did a class one day through Memorial with the Better Breathers group. And we worked from our chairs, but what a great group of people. It was wonderful because yoga marries your breath with your movement. Everyone inhale and take your fingertips way to the sky, whether you are standing or seated. Take your thumbs and move them a bit behind you. Press your navel to your spine. Really flatten and lengthen the back, kind of open from the shoulders. And then return the arms down to our mountain pose. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, return mountain. One more series of that. Inhale up and exhale back down. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears, then let your shoulders melt towards the earth. Inhale the arms way overhead, and then we're going to fold forward. A forward fold towards the earth. Everything dangles over. The head is heavy like a clacker in a bell. Whether you're seated or standing, yogis everyone. I can have a little bend in my knees here, and with a little bend, inhale and roll one vertebra at a time, back up towards my mountain pose. And when I am there, I'll take a nice wide stance, and if you're seated, you can just open the legs with a little width. Inhale the arms up to a T. Lift the collarbones towards the sky, the face towards the sky. Everything comes back to the front. And then flat back over towards the earth. Knees can be bent. If you want to hang on to something, you can. And then everything dangles forward again, yogis. whether you are seated or standing. Nice inhale and exhale here. And then you're going to rotate the legs out from the hip sockets. Bend the knees if you are standing. The knees are tracking over the toes. You're going to roll up into goddess or horse stance legs, and we will take cactus arms. So if I am standing, I rotate my legs out, I bend my knees, I roll up one vertebra at a time, and my arms go to cactus, right? You don't have to do this very deep. You decide. There is no wrong way to do cactus arms and horse legs. No wrong way. And easy to do it in the chairs as well. And you come out of a stance whenever you need to. There's no amount of time you have to hold it. I'm going to straighten my legs now. Parallel my toes. Reach my arms out to the side. I'm going to rotate out my left toes. I'm going to look to my left, and I'm going to go to Warrior Two, a very typical yoga stance. The front leg bends, back leg is straight. My feet are on opposite railroad tracks, so I make sure I have my balance. If I'm seated in the chair, it's a beautiful place to do Warrior Two. So that right leg is lengthened behind me. Left leg is bent. And then all yogis, seated and standing, straighten that front leg. Parallel the toes, so I'm coming back to face forward again. Rotate out the right toes. I'm looking to my right now. Shoulders are open, lots of breath across those collarbones. Now I bend that front leg. All of these stances, I'm working on stretch, I'm working on strength, I'm working on balance, alignment. So many things we can work on by doing these yoga asanas. Straighten the front leg. Parallel those toes. Now toe, heel, the feet back together. I'm working my way back to my Tadasana. A very common asana that I know some of you might be familiar with is chair pose. So I'll show it standing and then I'll show it seated. I'll turn sideways just so you can see me a little better. I'm going to press my thumbs right into my sternum, bend my knees, and my hips go behind me. My back is long. I use my belly muscles, I press in, and I rotate the shoulders. So a lot of strength going on here, but also core strength, not just strength in my legs. The breath stays nice and long, and if I'm seated, and come out of that when you need to, yogis. If I'm seated, I take my shoulders in front of my heels. Let me move this back a little bit. Shoulders in front of heels. I'm going to press my thumbs into my sternum, and I might even lift up and down off of my chair just a little bit. And it's just as good of a workout in those thighs, I tell you, yogi friends. And then everyone returns to seated. Everyone goes back to their mountain pose. Inhale, way up. Roll forward, fold in your chair or stand. Roll back up. Staying seated, or you're a standing yogi. Inhale the arms out to a T. Shoulders are dropped. I'm zipped up in the front of my body. Long, flat back. I'm going to rotate out my right leg and put the ball of my foot on the earth. Now I might choose to use a wall or a piece of furniture to help me balance. I might choose to lift that foot up. So we're going to chair pose. Not chair pose. We are going to be trees. And right from there, I'm going to be resolute and tall, but my jaw is relaxed. Breath stays nice and easy. It is still tree pose if the ball of the foot's on the earth. Everyone return to our mountain pose. Let's try the other side. Sometimes people who do most of their class from chair will choose to stand up and use something to balance with for parts of their class. So then your left leg rotates out, ball on the earth. We'll just inhale the arms out to a T. You'll see arms in different positions with tree pose. And again, I can choose to lift that foot off of the earth or not. I can use the wall. I can do tree pose seated as well. My heart stays lifted, length across the collarbones. Then everyone come back to Tadasana. And then everyone find a seat, either in a chair or on the earth. If you're so inclined to lie down on the earth, you can. We'll go back to our breathing for a moment. My eyes are downcast. My arms are heavy tassels. The breath is easy. You might be seated cross-legged on the floor. You might choose to lie on the floor. You might choose to be in a chair. Inhale, re. Exhale, lax. Say those words to myself. If I find myself in traffic, I can say to myself, inhale, re, exhale, lax. If I find myself in a difficult conversation, I can stand back for a moment and take a few breath cycles. Shake out the arms and legs for a moment. So that was about a 10 or 12 minute yoga practice. That's the sort of thing that you can do on your own at home. Some of our students get a video that they really like and they keep coming back to that one video and watching it. There is a series that's been free online through YouTube called Yoga with Adrienne that has nothing to do with the Yoga Collective. She's quite marvelous, and she has a kind of an intermediate level class that she does, and there's lots of those to choose from online. They are free. You can just put in a Google search for Yoga with Adrienne. And then I think Renee has put into the chat pane for you the link to all of our free yoga videos at the Yoga Collective. And you don't have to be a Facebook user to jump on and take a look at those. There are classes in Spanish. There are classes bilingual, English, Spanish. There's chair yoga classes. There's meditation sessions on there. And I invite you to come and to use those on our site. That's what they are there for. It would also be lovely to see you in the studio at some time. Those classes are free as well. But there's so many ways that you can have yoga in your life and find it. Friends get together with friends or family members and do yoga. But during the time of the pandemic, there's lots of things available online. But finding a practice and continuing to do it regularly really helps us to feed our own health, both literally of our body, but also that relaxation that's so important to make sure that we do that on a regular basis and have that tool at the ready when we might need it. So I thank you so much for inviting me today. I'll just come forward, but I think we are ready to turn off. Friends, I'm here at the Collective. This is our streaming room outside of the larger studio. Thank you so much, Renee, for putting those things in the chat pane for us. And thank you everyone who's been watching. Again, my name is Marsha Threlkeld, and I'm the director of the Yoga Collective of Yakima. I'm so pleased to have been invited by the Memorial Foundation and Renee to talk to you about the healthy aspects of yoga today. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye now.